Who to handle production.
It's just crazy as I thought. Oh yeah, YouTube that Everybody. Chill. Come on, you guys. This is crazy, dog.
Tonight we are getting new information about a 23-year-old man who went on a rampage at Los Angeles International Airport today, shooting numerous TSA officers and killing at least one, while travelers cowered for their lives. How did he make it past security, and what was his motive? ABC's David Wright has the late-breaking details about the terrifying scene.
We had an active shooting in Terminal 3.
An active shooting, unsettling words. A man armed with a high-powered rifle marched up to the TSA checkpoint in Terminal 3 and opened fire. Witnesses say he appeared to be aiming at TSA officers, killing one TSA officer, wounding another. That's the wounded officer running to safety, flanked by airport police.
Hey YouTube, another hoax. Every video I do, I tell you to expect another hoax, another fake shooting. It's clear by looking at these pictures that this was all a hoax. And it's a cut and dry case here. We have a police hold active shooter drill at LA, Ontario International Airport. Okay, this was almost 3 weeks prior to the shooting we had yesterday on Friday. So what part of this do I have to explain to you? Now, I know I don't have to explain to the people that watch my videos, but to the people you're trying to wake up and you want to show my videos to, you got to go look. Every time there's a shooting, there's a drill, okay? And here's the drill. It's right in the papers. Police hold active shooter drill at the same airport for the same scenario, exactly to the T. All right, I'm going to read you the article because it's the exact same drill. I mean, it's the exact same circumstances. You know, and what do you think of that virtual view? You see the actual shooting itself, the cameras don't pick that up. Even though you got hundreds, maybe thousands of cameras right there, you're never going to see that footage, you know, because that they can't fake for you, because then you'll be like, wow, that's bullshit, right? They just do all the other play acting outside. They put the little tarps out. 3 dead people, and they got triage. No, when you have 3 dead people, or wounded, not dead, wounded, what do? You call an ambulance. All the ambulances are outside waiting. You put them in one, and you take them to the hospital. When you get like, you know, maybe 20 people dead or injured, then you set up a triage. But the triage, all the little green and red and blue tarps they put out is because it's part of a drill. So they were doing a drill yesterday, just like they did 3 weeks ago. But then they decided to go live because they did the practice drill 3 weeks ago. They got it down pat, and then they go and they do another drill, which they did yesterday, and they go live. Okay? It's a drill going live. The news is fake. The shootings are not real. All right. Ontario, in one of many scenarios, an armed man ran into an unused terminal at LA Ontario International Airport on Saturday, shooting 3 people before officers swooped in to save the day. Now, this is the drill they're talking about. It's identical. These exercises allowed officers to do live training in the event of a real life or active shooter scenario. Okay? There are many places where we can conduct this type of training, said one of the SWAT officers, who didn't want his name released. Of course not, because he'd be in prison. But if we can take advantage of this training as if it were real, then we have the opportunity to save more lives in a live scenario. Wow. So what are the odds of a exact same scenario happening just almost 3 weeks later? Okay. There are no odds. It's an impossibility. It's astronomical. There isn't any numbers big enough to tell you how ridiculous the odds would be. It would never, ever, ever happen. Nearly 300 sworn members of the Los Angeles Airport Police Department and the Los Angeles Police Department took part in the training. Okay, said an airport police spokeswoman, Sergeant Belinda Nettles. Many resources were pulled together to make this training happen, Nettles said, in the event that something similar to this were to ever happen. Oh, could you imagine? What are the odds on that? It's vital that we train this way so everyone knows what to do in order to save lives. Some people stood at the corner of the Airport Way and Vineyard Avenue to watch the scenarios play out. Okay, it does not happen. Okay, and 9/11, in case the people who they just like to yell at us, people who know the truth and study this, guess what? There was a drill on 9/11 for the exact same scenario of planes hitting the World Trade Center. This drill was going on as as this took place. So the drill for 2 planes hitting the World Trade Center was going on while the event happened. Okay? Boston bombing. There was a drill going on for the Boston bombing as it happened. Sandy Hook. There was a drill going on for the exact same scenario, shooter drill, and exactly identical, just a few feet away, under a mile, at another school. And that's where they got all the people to come over to there. You see what I'm saying? There's always a drill for the same thing happening on that day or before, because they practice it. All right, so you got Sandy Hook, there was a drill. You got Boston bombing, there was a drill. You got 9/11, there was a drill. Okay? All of them. They're all just fake bullshit for you. I think they should train everywhere they can to become the most proficient police agency around in order to protect us, said Ontario brainwashed zombie Marjorie Hamilton. If I ever need to be saved, I want the cops that are highly skilled in this type of rescue to be there for me. The Department of Homeland Security, the Gestapo, has defined an active shooter as an individual actively engaged in killing or attempting to killing people in a confined and populated area. In most cases, blah, blah, blah. This is all bullshit. Okay, it's brainwashing crap. They want you to believe that there's always going to be a lone gunman every other week. Okay, and it's going to happen because you guys aren't going to stop it. You're not going to believe me. I mean, the people that follow me believe. How many more shootings of the exact same circumstances will it take for you to stop denying what's going on? You don't have a government. You don't have a president. You don't. It's all an illusion. They lie to you to get their way. Okay, to get their agenda. Okay, the shootings are not real. There's always a little kid getting his hands on guns. Right? How many kids that at that same age, Adam Lanza doesn't exist. How many kids getting their hands on all this weaponry, and then they don't have the footage to show you. They just do the little play skit outside. And then they have the cops scaring all the people. Get down, get down, and all the people running out of there. And then they got that camera guy trying to chill, chill, chill. He's laughing, going, "There's nothing going on. It's bullshit." Okay, last one here. Over the last year, there have been several incidents where an active shooter has gone into businesses or schools and killed for no apparent reason, including the DC Navy Yard, Hoax, and Sandy Hook Elementary School, Hoax, okay, in Newtown, Connecticut. These are hoaxes. They know it. Another officer who didn't want his name disclosed, of course not, spoke of the tragedies that most of the world have watched live on network television. Without constant training, we aren't effective. Of course not effective, because without the training, there wouldn't be any fucking shootings. Okay? This is how they do it. Wake the fuck up. Without constant training, we aren't effective enough to work and communicate as a team. Yeah, bullshit. Which is so desperately needed so we don't have the next Sandy Hook. Well, I got news for you. We're gonna have another Sandy Hook anyways. So who believes that bullshit? They're not stopping the shootings. The shootings are getting more frequent, but they're telling you they're stopping them. I don't understand the people who don't understand that. We're having more school shootings. We're going to have them in the malls, schools, airports, buses, trains, you name it. We're going to have it. And it's not going to stop until you, the numbnut who doesn't understand what I'm talking about, wakes the fuck up. Okay. There is a video I want to show you that I can't find a duplicate of. Okay, there's only one that exists, and it's of the quality of someone recording it off the news on their television. Now, if this ever existed on YouTube, I don't know. I can't find it, so I had to use this footage from Think Outside the TV. He's the only guy I know that has it. He probably recorded it himself, and it's a short clip. I'm going to show it to you. Okay, Chief Patrick Gannon is speaking, and he flat out admits that the reason why we did such a good job is because we just did a drill on this exact same thing in the exact same area 3 weeks ago. And you could see the other guy behind him smack his face and wipe and go, "Oh my God, he just didn't say that." He said it by accident, because you're never going to see that on the news. This is the only clip that exists. Okay? It's ridiculous. You can't have the exact same scenario happen. There's just no way. Well, here it is.
The officers didn't, I repeat, they didn't hesitate. They went after this individual, and they confronted this individual in our airport. And unfortunately, it involved an officer-involved shooting. But that's what needed to be done in that particular situation, and that was heroic. We practiced to this. Not more than 3 weeks ago, we took every one of our officers, our patrol officers, and a couple of hundred officers from the Los Angeles Police Department, and we practiced the exact scenario that played out today. And I was talking to the officers involved in this particular incident. Police Department, and we practiced the exact scenario that played out today. And I was talking to the officers involved in this particular incident a few minutes ago, and they said that training was critical to how they responded to this. So they're well-trained officers.
The super bonus round. Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. Have I got something for you? You're gonna flip when I show you this. I don't think anybody else caught this, but it's an early Christmas present for you. As I was going through footage, like I always do every day, my ears picked up on the voice from a guy from Lax, and I haven't heard that voice since 2001. It's the very same actor that was on the streets of Manhattan talking to the reporter about he witnessed the planes crashing into the World Trade Center, which there were none. There were actors that day, just like today. And my God, the same actor in 2001 was talking to a reporter yesterday at Lax International Airport. My ears don't lie. I looked it up, put the audio together, and I got it side by side for you. It's the same frickin' guy, a little bit older, same voice, same actor. Fuck the New World Order.
Everybody panicked. Everybody dropped to the ground and started crawling across the ground really quickly.
Nick Pugh was right there at the Terminal 3 checkpoint line.
I went out an emergency exit and ran down onto the tarmac. Running across tarmac, the cops come to me, thinking I'm maybe the guy, hands up, down on the ground, handcuffed, and I was left there on the ground for 10 minutes.
They thought you were the suspect.
I think so, Hoax.
A freelancer for Fox, you live just a few blocks away and witnessed.
Dude, I live on the 43rd floor of a building which is 5 blocks from the World Trade Center itself. I witnessed the entire thing from beginning to end.
People talk about how it looked like a movie. I know when I came walking down here early this morning and saw both towers on fire and people on every street corner, it was like a movie, but you watched the planes hit the towers.
I was watching with my roommate. It was approximately several minutes after the first plane had hit. I saw this plane come out of nowhere and just scream right into the side of the Twin Tower, exploding through the other side. And then I witnessed both towers collapse, one first and then the second, mostly due to structural failure because the fire was just too intense.
Obviously, there were a lot of people inside the buildings at the time.
2 guys from the 7th precinct, the 1st precinct, the fire department right here, the 7th truck, those guys are all right there at ground zero when those things went down. And God bless, I know there's a lot of guys there that were around there, and hopefully they made it out.
What was happening around you, in the streets around you, as this was all going down?
Absolute pandemonium. From my viewpoint up 43 floors, I could see people running like ants, just absolutely scurrying for their lives. Billows of smoke coming through the streets, just walking down the street, just pushing everybody back. And then several minutes after, it looked like it had just snowed over the entire area. I had the first tower first. When that first went down, it just pushed everybody back. And it was a good 15 minutes before the second tower finally collapsed.
Yeah.
And it was just overwhelming. And by that point, it was just insane.
Well,
People panic, or would
Everybody panicked. Everybody dropped to the ground and started crawling across the ground really quickly.
Nick Pugh was right there at the Terminal 3 checkpoint line.
I went out an emergency exit and ran down onto the tarmac. Running across tarmac, the cops come to me, thinking I'm maybe the guy, hands up, down on the ground, handcuffed, and I was left there on the ground for 10 minutes.
They thought you were the suspect.
I think so, well, absolutely.
Merry Christmas? That is the same guy, I'm sorry. When I heard that guy, when that guy's voice when they were interviewing him. My ears, man, I have really good ears for this shit. And I haven't heard that other guy's interview in years, and I looked it up and I said, that's the same guy. The guy, he looks identical. The hairstyle is identical, except it's shorter, it's trimmed. The voice is a perfect match. The mannerisms, the accent, and the face, everything. It's 100% that guy. Now, what are the odds of having two different times, two different attacks? They interviewed the same guy, one on September 11th and one just yesterday. That's a bingo, bango, wango, tango, and an early Christmas present for you. Go back, play it over, check it out, do your own research. That is the guy, 100%, and I'll stand by it. I'll take that to my grave. Okay? We are done and done.